What's going on, everybody? My name is Seth and you're watching 252 Squad. In today's video, I got a really exciting one for you. Today we're going to be looking at my coworker Sean's BMW E36. So this right here is his 1996 BMW 328i, and he is the second owner of this car, originally bought by an older couple who traded it in at our dealership.
Hey, I'm Sean. This is my E36. Let's get into it. So about 5 weeks ago, my car at the time was a 2015 Nissan Sentra that had a slipping transmission and looked absolutely horrible with bent-in fenders and doors. Came back from a mobile service run at the dealership and saw this sitting in the back corner and decided to take a look at it. And for what they were wanting for it, as well as the condition of the car, decided getting this was going to be better than running that Sentra for a while longer. So given that this car has over 170,000 miles on it, definitely needed some maintenance work done on it prior to me getting it out on the road and really getting into it. So started off with a fresh oil change and a brand new oil filter, as well as getting some brand new spark plugs in there. And while I was doing that, Seth also went ahead and did a full throttle body service, cleaning both throttle bodies. As what's unique about this car is it has throttle body here and here. So some other maintenance I did on the car was I went ahead and replaced all 6 flexible brake hoses on the car, as I noticed that the driver front brake hose was cracked and was starting to leak fluid. So I went ahead and did a full brake flush, as well as replacing the 2 front brake lines. And then as we come out to the rears have 2 brake lines on each side as well. So I went ahead and replaced those, as well as the rear shocks with OEM plus Bilsteins, and replaced the bump stops and getting ready to replace the rear springs as well. So the future plans for this car are still pretty out there. Got quite a few maintenance items I still have to get done, as this is my daily driver, so I am mostly focused on getting this thing 100% mechanically sound before I start doing any big cosmetic upgrades. But some other items I am looking at doing is getting some European domestic headlights, because those comes with the projector low beams as well as some nice high beams. Just rounds out that look a whole lot more. Maybe some new wheels here fairly soon, and here and there I'm doing a few cosmetic mods to the lights, as I've already done the fog lights. Got some yellow fog lights instead of those clear, and then just slowly working on down.
So now that Sean's talked about getting the car and his future plans and what he's already done to it, we're going to go ahead and take it for a little drive. That way you can see what it's like and how nice this car is from the inside of it and how well it runs and just goes around the block. So we're now in the car and actually going for a little drive right now. Currently just cruising down a little bitty road, 35 miles an hour. Car drives really, really smooth, shifts through all the gears perfectly fine. He actually did a transmission service on the vehicle and used BMW OEM fluid just to keep up with some of the history. This car did come with a handful book of history of just what has been done to the car, and he just extended on that a little bit further.
So with driving this car, it drives really smooth for the age as well as the mileage, whether it's just within the city or if I'm getting out on the highway. I average about 17 miles to the gallon or so in the city, and I average about 22 to 25 or so on the highway, which is pretty good for the age. Shifts through all the gears nice and smooth, and goes through all the RPM ranges real nice and smooth. So one of the other big things on this generation of BMW is coolant system issues, and I got really lucky on mine, and that mine sits nice and steady in the center of the gauge, isn't leaking, isn't overheating or anything like that, and it's running real nice and smooth.
One other thing I would personally like to point out about the car as we're accelerating here is how smooth the car really, really is, and just how nice it is on the inside. As you can see, the interior is almost in perfect condition, and it is really, really truthfully nice. There's only one spot in the carpet that's messed up, and that's just where somebody's heel was while driving, and there's already a floor mat over top of that. So other than that, I mean, it's almost spotless in here. The headliner does sag a little bit, but other than that, it's almost perfect. Now, one really, really interesting thing about this car that he has actually done is they have a vacuum actuated flap towards the rear of the muffler of the vehicle that quiets it down a little bit, and it also allows it to be a little louder at certain times. What he has done is actually pulled the vacuum line on it and installed an insert into the vacuum line. That way it does not have a vacuum leak, but it also keeps the car a little bit louder than factory was, but it still maintains a quiet level around town and doesn't really upset the neighbors. So it's a really, really nice combination. gonna do a little highway pull as we get onto the highway here outside of Raleigh, and just gonna show you a little bit about what it's like. It's not very, very fast, but it is very smooth, and for the time of when the car was new, it's probably actually pretty quick. And it also makes good noises, so. Not bad at all.
So right now we are currently going with the flow of traffic, about 80 miles an hour or so, and this car sits nice and smooth, hands off the wheel, and it is tracking perfectly straight.
Yeah, the car drives absolutely insanely for the age. Like it is straight and no vibrations to it. The tires are almost brand new on the vehicle. And it's a really, really nice driving car. It's probably one of the best driving cars I've ever actually ridden in my life, which is kind of weird because I work at a high-end luxury car dealership. Currently on the highway getting off of the exit ramp. Just doing it at a pretty good speed, as you can see. The vehicle drives straight, no vibration in the steering wheel, and everything is looking pretty smooth as far as the car goes. Found another BMW boy in traffic. It's always nice to find friends in traffic. So I know you might be asking after this whole video, why do you say you blackmailed him into buying it? And the reason is, I was gonna buy it. To be honest, I had just came back from a drift event and I had seen a lot of E36s rolling around. And I really, really wanted one. This one is an automatic. That deferred me just a little bit, but I still was very, very interested. The price tag on this car, I will say, was sub $3,000 for a one owner, perfect, owned since new car with tons of history. And it was great. It was a great value. And I told my coworker Sean, I was like, if you don't buy it, I'm gonna buy it. And next thing I know, I come back and he's got paperwork and he's trading in his Sentra. And so I didn't get it, but I blackmailed him into getting it. And I'm so glad he did, because that led for me to get other things, as well as him getting a really cool car and being able to cruise and go do things like this. So guys, that's pretty much going to conclude this video. I thank you for watching the video. If you did like it, please leave a like on the video, as well as subscribe to the channel to see more further content like this. And if you don't mind also going to Sean's Instagram page and checking out his full build on his BMW E36. His Instagram is that_96.36. I'm going to post it right here so you can actually see it. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Hope you all have a great rest of y'all's day. Peace out and see you next time.